All right, guys, my spring football tour is still underway. I'm here in the port city of Wilmington, here at New Hanover High School. Coach John Fuller. Coach, you gave me the tour of this facility that you got here, this field house complex. It is first class here in the state of North Carolina. You guys have some phenomenal facilities. I've been out here looking at your practice field. I mean, perfectly manicured. This is a cool place.
Thank you. We appreciate it. A lot of hard work went into getting these facilities the way we want them. So
Absolutely. I look around here and, you look at all the championship trophies and photos and jerseys of guys like Algie Crumpler and Sonny Jurgensen, Roman Gabriel, the state championship signs here behind you. There is a lot of tradition. This got to be a pretty cool opportunity to be able to coach in this town.
I love it. One of the things I tell our incoming freshmen is they need to go into Brogdon Hall, which is our basketball arena, because all we put in that building is state titles. We don't put any conference banners in that gymnasium. We put all that stuff in the trophy case, but banners are reserved for the gymnasium. So,
And that is one of the unique and probably one of the most historic and beautiful gymnasiums in high school football in North Carolina.
it's
phenomenal.
special. It's special.
Absolutely. Well, just tell us how has the spring been? I talk to coaches around the state. All I do is go around and see men like you and kind of see how your winter and your off season's progressing. Obviously, every coach is different with their objectives of what they try to accomplish in the off season. I know with all of them, the weight room's obviously, important, and you try to do your skill development, play installation and stuff. But what do you do here at New Hanover that you guys try to do just to get prepared for the season?
Well, I mean, as soon as the season ended, we were right back in the weight room. It's part of our school day, so we don't necessarily have to spend time after school to get in the weight room. Our kids have PE classes, so they can take weightlifting throughout the day. So we've been in the weight room. When there's a school day, we're in the weight room. During this time of year, we're doing some skill development, usually twice a week, with our O-line and then our wide receivers and quarterbacks to try and get some time and stuff down. And we'll get a little classroom time as we get closer to spring practice. We're not going to have spring practice probably till the first week of May because we didn't want to interrupt baseball and lacrosse and some of the other spring sports. Plus, some of those kids are playing those sports and we want to have them. So we try to get spring ball. We push it back a little bit just to make sure we have those other kids available to be with us when we start spring practice.
And personally, I think that's so awesome. Still to, some coaches out there in some schools, I think, forget that kids are kids. This is a great opportunity to play all the sports. You're only a high school student for 4 years of your life. Get that opportunity to get out there. And plus, I think from an athletic standpoint, it gives players a break from spending their body one way or the other.
Yeah.
So,
well, the thing is, and I think any coach will tell you that you've only got so many kids in the school building.
Absolutely.
And you have to be able to share athletes. I want my baseball players to play football. I want my football players to wrestle and so on and so forth. So, I want to give them an opportunity to experience as much as they can.
Yeah. One thing I always commend this program for, you guys have never been one to shy away from scheduling aggressive non-conference games. Obviously, we talked about your conference, the brand of football down here in Wilmington and this part of the state. Everybody's tough. The top to bottom, I feel like it's usually always competitive. But how do you feel like as the coach? That must do a good job of raising the expectations, but also the level of commitment and competition from you guys on the team.
Well, the way I look at it is, we're trying to schedule for October. So if I've got we've got New Bern on our schedule again this year, and New Bern is always good. We're playing Carolina Forest, which is an excellent South Carolina
Incredible team.
Mark Morris does a
phenomenal.
I can't say enough, but we schedule like that, knowing that there's going to be some games. They're going to be very challenging. Neither one of those teams are cupcakes. They're not going to lay down for anybody, and we want to find out who we are early on, so that when we get to October in a playoff run, we can say, listen, we've played teams that are good, that are disciplined, that know what they're doing, and we can kind of get a measuring stick early about where we want to be by the time we get to playoffs. So, I think that's important. Everybody wants to win, but I'm trying to figure out who we're going to be at the end of the season.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, I appreciate your opportunity to check out your building. The hospitality. The tour of this facility. second to none here. Thanks for having me. Appreciate your time just to talk about your team for a few minutes, and I just want to wish you guys the best of luck this season.
I appreciate it, Chris.